and welcome to the garden. We are mid-November here in the south of England and I've treated myself to a new tree. This is a walnut tree. It's just a common walnut called Broadview. I have to admit, when I ordered it I was expecting a bare root tree. It's actually come in a pot. If I lift him up, he's really tall, there we go. It's in a 10-litre pot. I haven't opened this plastic up yet, so I don't think it was growing in this pot. We'll find out. I can cut him open. Oh, I don't know, he might have been. It was really good that it came in a pot because it allowed it to survive a couple of days while I was at work without its roots drying out. Now it might be a bit boring, a video of digging a hole and sticking in a walnut tree. In fact, it's definitely a bit boring, a video digging a hole and planting a tree. If I'm still making videos in 4 or 5 years time, hopefully we might be harvesting our first walnuts off of this tree and we can look back and say, oh look, here's when we planted that tree in 2020. I better offer that it's November 2020 we planted this Broadview walnut tree. I have a black walnut already here on site. It hasn't produced fruit for me yet. It's only been there possibly 4 years. Its first couple of years it had a real rough time. It got battered with winds and gales and frost and it wasn't happy at all, but it's really settled in and looking splendid now. So I hope the best for this one in the future too. But while we're here, take a look at the polytunnel and anything else interesting I can find that might still be going on in November. I'm out in my cardigan. It's actually surprisingly mild. We're a bit overcast. The sun does keep popping out. Let's open up this tree and have a look at what it's really like in this pot. Well, I'd say it's been in this pot for a little while. There are bits of moss and weeds growing on the top surface of the soil, which shows me it's not been just plonked in here a couple of days ago to transport. The soil looks nice and rich and composty though. A very peaty soil. I'll leave it in the pot for a second till I wheelbarrow it to its new planting spot. So here we have a hollyhock, still putting on a beautiful display of lovely delicate pink flowers. Remember folks, we've got to be the 9th, 10th of November. We've had a short cold spell and a very light touch of frost for 1 or 2 mornings, but generally it's extremely mild for the time of year. If this is global warming for me, bring it on. I'm loving it. I'm just scanning down. We've got some more coming off this one plant down the bottom. This shot I have for you here, if the dog will stop barking. This plant here is Iris photodizma. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's the way I pronounce it anyway. It's a naturally wild occurring species here in the UK. The irises are nothing amazing. They're really pale wishy-washy purple. It's these splendid orange seed berries that we enjoy it for, as the pods explode and expose this wonderful flash of bright orange, which should be around at this time of year. So delightful and not unexpected to see this one. Another delightful one that's taken me by surprise in November is this tea tree plant. This is a variety of tea tree that makes Manuka honey in Australia. I don't have any bees here at the moment and I don't have enough Manuka trees to be making much honey. It's really nice to see some flowers this late in the season though. It's a 3 foot square, I would say. Well, it's not square, it's round and wispy because it's a tree. It's a shrub. I have a white one that's a little bit taller, that's also got some blossoms on its end tips. Come early spring, the whole thing is absolutely heaving with these beautiful little pink blossoms. But to see any at all at this time of the year is most surprising. Oh, we're looking up into the sky. I don't know what the camera's picking up. There we go. A few Manuka tree flowers. They're very small, maybe the size of your baby fingernail. This yellowy coloured fuchsia we were looking at earlier in the year still has the remnants of a last few little pink buds. More pink. Definitely a pink garden today. This is planted on the outside of the polytunnel, so it does get some wind protection from one side, but not really the side that matters, to be honest. Gets the sun on this side, so that's why it's here. If I scan along from it, we've got a purple heather here popping up, and that should be covered in flowers, and it is. And a quick little picture of my leeks. They are small and insignificant, but I am so thrilled. They are probably the best leeks I have yet ever managed to grow. So I'm really pleased. They did get a munch off a rabbit at some point. Took the tops off of some of them. This next bit of filming was taken the following week, as the grandson, the dog and myself had a lovely afternoon in the polytunnel. Hello and welcome. Here I am today in mid-November. We're in the polytunnel. Thankfully it's not actually raining outside, but it has turned quite cold. Although a lot of things are still looking quite green in here, it's definitely a lot warmer than it is outside. And I still have stuff flowering. I don't know what this lovely white is called. My mum will be able to tell me, because the original seeds came from her. It grows in here like a weed. Today I'm hoping to clear at least one of my beds, ready for next spring's planting. I generally find that when spring gets here, it's starting to get warm in the tunnel. I've got loads of seedlings need planting. I have my little helper here with me today, so I'm not sure how much I'll manage to get done. Yeah. So I'm hoping to at least get one of my raised beds cleared and ready for next spring's planting. So I'm going to make a start, and although things are looking very green in here, they're done and past. I've got pepper plants and tomato plants and dahlias and all sorts of things that I just want to clear out to give me a nice clean start ready for the spring planting, when I'll have lots, hopefully I'll have lots of young seedlings ready to get planted out, and I'll be in a mad panic of somewhere to put them because the house will be jammed full of young plants. Right, let's have a go and see how much clearing we can get done. First of all, I'm going to take my cardigan off, because even in November it's very warm in here. Even in November it's lovely and warm in here. I think the biggest advantage is it keeps us out of any wind. It really does make a massive difference. And the sheep. That's right, that's exactly what the sheep says. The sheep says, ah. I have an ornamental plastic sheep stood in the corner. I don't know where to put my wheelbarrow. Out of shot, because it's not the prettiest thing to look at. Put it there. I think that will do. So I did do one bed the other day. It's all cleared. No plants. I've covered it because there's quite a few weeds growing in the path near it. So covered it over so nothing else can grow there. Oh, I don't know where to start. At the top and work my way down, maybe? Not sure. What? You stuck again? Oh yes, you are, aren't you? There. Those Velcro shoes, not being your helper. Let's pull this out the way then. That'll help. Oh, nice sheep. That can go in our wheelbarrow of compost. There. So, where shall we begin? Where's that big pot? I know. Just pulled up this wonderful dahlia. All these great tubers. It's still a bit green. I'd like to plant it in the house garden next year. So I'm going to save it. Big pot to stick it in. And this can be planted in the house garden next year. I have a few dahlias in here. I started from little tiny plus plants several years ago. And they come back year after year after year in the polytunnel environment. Outdoors you usually have to dig them up here. So we'll have that one. You be careful on the step. Don't fall over. Oh, how are you doing? There, wonderful. So another pot, because we've got more dahlias, so they can go in big pots. Took off. Oh no! Someone's got wobbly legs. Ready? Come there. Ah, I see. You're tripping over this bit. Well, let's get rid of this bit then. There. All mended. That'll help. Nope, it didn't help. What are you doing? Is your foot not in that shoe properly? Is that the problem? How are we doing? There you go. Who made it? Where are you? I can't see you. There you are. There you are. Yes. So we can see. There we go. And there's you. Hello. It's a big plant. We're going to cut it down. Take its big stems off. Chop, chop, chop. No. How gorgeous is this image? I don't know how much closer I can get to him without him moving. Don't they look beautiful? Look at you, so sweet. Yeah, you're cuddling dog. That's really nice. Now then, these should just slide up here. In theory. Let's see. No, that's it. The original plate that snapped. White is still attached to the bottom. That's the problem. Cut the white off. Oops, Daisy. You okay? Did you survive? Oh. What have you been putting in that milk today? You staggering around. Talking of which, it's probably time for some apple juice. Well, I I think this is very boring watching. It's been great fun doing, so I'm going to pause you and finish it all off and come back when it's done. Well, a very successful day. Still lots to do and lots of green in here, but I've managed to clear, I'd say, 4 beds. I want to put some weed suppressing fabric over these this winter, just to give me a good clean fresh start next year. We've had a few years of all sorts of wonderful volunteer plants popping up, which has been great, but I'm just getting overwhelmed and overcrowded, and I want a good wipe the slate clean and have a good clean fresh start. And this little chap's had a wonderful day rolling about in the mud and the plants, along with the dog. She's also had a splendid time just sat here watching what's going on. So yes, a very successful day. I've still got the old straw laid on top of the beds as a weed suppressant. Oof! Baby falling down. And extra treasures I didn't even know I had. Got some potatoes I had no idea existed. Oh, and a couple of extra squashes. Just little small ones. Perfect to make a one-person munch. Yeah, and a tomato. So a few extra bits. 1 tomato and a few potatoes. What are you doing with that little tomato? Put it down. Hey. So, still lots more to do behind me, but at least a bed beside me and 3 in front, cleared and ready for next year. So that's really good. Another few days over the winter clearing out, and we'll be raring to go next spring. A potato. It's a funny shaped potato, isn't it? And it's supposed to be a very flavourful, tasty potato, which is why we chose to grow it, for flavour rather than shape. It's a very knobbly bobbly thing. Potatoes. Well, there we're going to wrap it up for today. Yeah, and go home and cook these potatoes. Yes, and have them for supper. And remember, whatever you're doing, have fun doing it. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now. 2 potatoes. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. Yes, 1 potato, 2 potato. Finally, a quick comparison between the tunnel when we started and the tunnel after our busy day's fun.